So, very good evening to all, respected teachers, my dear PG scholars. Today we will discuss something interesting and something innovative. How to conduct an effective literature review. And this is actually a practical demonstration. So, listen to this session very carefully. And this is upsettingly accurate. See the picture on the left side and on the right side. At the time of giving the proposal or at the time of submission of the synopsis, our aim, objective, the vision and the ambition is on the left image. But ultimately, at the end of the course, our dissertation or thesis may look like this, image on the right side. So, in order to avoid this drastic condition, we must have a good literature review. So, conducting a comprehensive literature review is an important part of any research project. Always remember, this is an important part of any research project, including the postgraduate dissertation. And always remember, this is not an easy task. But don't worry, we will help you in an innovative way. Now, what is the purpose of a literature review? That should answer the following 4 questions. That means what we already know. What is lacking? Why study the problem? That means the rationale or the relevance of the study. And what methods to use. Suppose your dissertation topic is diabetic neuropathy and homeopathy. So you have to collect the existing research findings from the internet regarding the action of homeopathy or the scope of homeopathic remedies in diabetic neuropathy, what we already know. Collect all the data from the internet or from the textbook related to the research activities of homeopathy in diabetic neuropathy. So that is what we already know. Second one, what is lacking? So what is lacking in diabetic neuropathy? Because in homeopathy, the medicines are only 2, Helonius and Phosphorus. These are the 2 remedies represented in our literature. So sufficient number of medicines, rubrics and sub-rubrics are lacking in homeopathy. Research projects related to the diabetic retinopathy is comparatively less. The third point, why study the problem? The relevance of the study. You have to justify the need of the study through this literature review. How we can justify it? The diabetic neuropathy, the incidence and prevalence of the diabetic neuropathy in the community is very high comparing to the previous years. But in the conventional system of medicine, there is not an effective treatment. So the incidence or the prevalence is high. In the conventional method of treatment, the effective medicines are less. That means the modern system of medicine. In homeopathy also, the number of remedies are less. And the number of research activities, that is also less in homeopathy on subject of diabetic neuropathy and homeopathy. So third point is over. Then what methods to use? Different methods of research projects are there that we will discuss in detail. So this is the main purpose of a literature review. What we already know, what is lacking, why study the problem, that means the relevance of the study, that means you have to justify the reason for this study, reason for selecting this topic also, and what methods to use. You will get all these 4 things from a good literature review. Now the basic structure of introduction, that is very important also. First paragraph, that is the introduction to the subjects. Suppose if you would like to do a dissertation on the carpal tunnel syndrome and homeopathy. So give an introduction to the subject. That means mainly the introduction contains the incidence, prevalence, and impact of that particular disease on the community. For example, the COVID, the impact of COVID, the incidence, prevalence. That should include the first few paragraphs. So suppose your topic is carpal tunnel syndrome. So you have to give the incidence of carpal tunnel syndrome in Kerala, in India, or across the globe, or the prevalence. Then next paragraph, few paragraphs, that means the lacunae and controversies about the subject. So I will explain. Suppose in the case of carpal tunnel syndrome, there is no effective treatment in the conventional system of medicine. They are always advising surgery, but after 3 months of surgery, the complaints again recur. In homeopathy system also, but in homeopathy system, there are not so much studies related to the carpal tunnel syndrome and homeopathy. And the medicines are also comparatively less, and the rubric carpal tunnel syndrome that is found only in few rubrics also, few repertories only. So, second few paragraphs, lacunae and controversies about the subject. And the last paragraph, therefore, this study was done with the intention of, since incidence and prevalence is very high, the impact on the community is very high, the conventional treatment that is not so effective. In homeopathy also, the research findings are comparatively less regarding the carpal tunnel syndrome, and the medicines are less. Only few rubrics are available in modern repertories only. There is no sub-rubrics with that means the carpal tunnel syndrome associated with the numbness, associated with the pain or paresthesia. No such type of sub-rubrics are there in our modern repertories. So therefore, this study was done with the intention. That is the last paragraph of introduction. And always remember, the literature review, this is not a place to dump everything. Usually in some of the postgraduate dissertation, we found that they are dumping everything. That means the anatomy, physiology, clinical features, signs and symptoms, complication, etc., 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 including the lot of miasm from the time of Hanuman to the in the modern masters. So always remember, there is no need of anatomy, no need of physiology, no need of clinical features, etc., etc., in literature review, in your dissertation. That is not at all needed. Only the matters related to the research or academic related matters. Always remember. So this is not a place to dump everything. Suppose if you are doing, if you would like to study about the miasm, usually the students they are collecting the miasm from the time of Hanuman up to this time from many of the books, and that may be a big volume without any substance. Okay. Now, how to conduct a literature review? And this slide is very, very important. See on the left side, suppose your topic may be asthma and depression. You got 4 or 5 or 6 papers from the internet or from different journals. See the first reference, key findings from reference. So the key finding or the conclusion from the first paper, you have gone through the entire paper and you got one key finding. Patient with the asthma had a significantly higher depression score. Patient with the asthma had significantly higher depression score. That's the conclusion from one paper that you have to write in a paper. And from the second research paper, the key findings. Adolescents with asthma had higher levels of anxiety, depression, and global psychological distress than those without asthma. That is the conclusion you got from second paper in your own words. And the third findings from the third paper, depression and anxiety disorders occur at a greater prevalence in severely asthmatic children. And the fifth paper, asthmatics were not significantly more depressed than controls. So like this, you got 5 papers. And from each paper, we have to write the key findings. And see on the right side. This is a literature review of 5 papers. That means various studies have investigated whether the individuals with asthma are more likely to be depressed than those without asthma. And while a number of studies have supported this hypothesis, then you have to give the reference 1 to 3. Other investigators, that mean 4 to 5, have not found such evidence. Remember, this is the method of doing a literature review. Find out the key findings or the conclusion from one paper and write out all the conclusions from different papers in your own language and convert into a paragraph. So you got a single paragraph from after reading 5 or 6 papers. So this is the method of conducting a literature review. So this is not an easy task. You have to read 100 or 150, more than 150 papers, research papers, in order to have a good literature review. But don't worry, we will definitely help you. Now, another example, fever is common in Kerala. So that's a finding from a research paper. So you have to rewrite in your own language to avoid the plagiarism. We will discuss in detail about the plagiarism tomorrow. So you have to rewrite it as Kerala is a place where fever is common in rainy season. Then you have to give the reference. So never copy a paragraph or a line from a research paper. Find out the key points from each research paper. Then you have to rewrite in your own language. Otherwise, the plagiarism is a major issue in postgraduate dissertation and also in PhD. So always remember, you have to rewrite in your own language, then give the reference. Never copy a paragraph from a textbook or from a research paper found on the internet. And in earlier days, the literature review is a tough task because we have to sit in the library for hours for 3 or 4 months or throughout our post-graduation or PhD. But nowadays it is very easy. With the help of this, some online portals, it is very easy to have a better scientific literature review. There are many websites like the Pubmed Central, National Medical Library of India, INDIMED, MedInd, Cochrane Reviews, NHS, Google Scholar, etc. etc. So we will discuss one by one. But one of the major issue, too much of data in the internet or too much of data in this type of website. That's one of the major issue. So how to overcome that issue and how to have a good literature review. So we will discuss one by one. First, we will discuss the Pubmed Central. And remember, see on the center, more than 6.2 million medical articles that is available in the Pubmed Central. This is the largest database of medical articles, including homeopathy. 6.2 million articles. So to find out a research paper on your topic is a tough task. But there are some methods. So we'll discuss one by one. So open a browser, preferably Firefox is the best browser. Can you see the browser now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you see it? Okay, so just type in the Google as Pubmed Central. Pubmed Central. So this is Pubmed Central. It's a free full text archive of biomedical and life science journal literature at the US National Institute of Health National Library of Medicine. More than 6.2 million medical articles are available here. So there are different methods of searching in the Pubmed Central, but we will discuss the easiest and the most useful method. The most useful and easiest method today. So you can see an option, a search bar here, and below the search bar, all. So topic is the relationship between the obesity and hypertension. So type it as obesity. The second field, hypertension. And remember, you will we have to split the effectiveness of homeopathy remedy in the management of obesity and hypertension. Never type in PubMed, you will never get the result. But we have to split up the keywords. So the first field we are giving obesity, and the second field we are giving the hypertension. Now there is an option called search and add to history. So it is better to click on the add to history because that search will be saved in this PubMed history. Add it to history. Now see your search obesity and hypertension. You found 1,48,049. 1,48,049 articles. So this is not an easy task. So the PubMed has some filters. It is very easy. So it is very difficult to find out. See, if you are clicking on this 1,48,000, you will get the entire articles. Yeah, this much of articles. So it is very difficult for you. So in this, on the left side, on the all field, you will get different, these filters. You can select the abstract, acknowledgement, author. You can search by author or the ECR RN number, electronic publication date, then journal, issue, mesh, major topics. Mesh means the medical subject headings. Then organism, you can select by search by organism. Then PMC live date, publication date, reference, section title, text word, title, volume, etc. There are different filters are there. So we would like to get the more precise data. I mean the more precise papers that's related to the our research work or dissertation. So it is better always to take the option that is title. A title itself describing the obesity, the management of obesity. And in the second field, we have to select this either of these three. Mesh major topic, that is a medical subheading, major topics. Mesh subheadings, then mesh terms, medical subheading, medical subject heading terms. So we are selecting the mesh terms and typing in hypertension. Add it to history. Now see only 499. See on the right bottom, 499 articles only. And if you can further narrow down, for example, selecting the topic, the title, obesity, then mesh medical subject heading, mesh major topic, hypertension. Then add it to history. See on the right bottom, 333 papers only. So this is the method of filtering. Even you can give in all field about the, for example, in the first field you type it as title, obesity, and the second field type it as hypertension also, but select the title and type it hypertension, then you will get more precise result because that's mentioned in the heading itself, heading of the paper itself, hypertension and obesity. And if you would like to have more filters, then there are some other ways are there. More precise filters. PubMed. So type in the Google as PubMed. You will get another website from the same company. Suppose you want to search about the hypertension, the same topic that we are searching, giving the same keyword, hypertension. Sorry. Click on the advanced tab. Always select the advanced tab, that's more better. Hypertension. Add. That is added to the query box. Then obesity or diabetes, whatever it may be. Add hypertension and obesity. Then put on the search button. So you got 303 results. 303 results are there. So we'll then you can see some filters on the left side. So say I'm resetting all these filters. See, suppose hypertension and obesity, you got 43,965 results. 43,965 results. Then some good filter, that means obesity and hypertension, role of orexin in hypertension and obesity related hypertension, etc. etc. So on the left side, see the filters. You can select either the abstract or free full text or full text. So it is always better to select free full text. Without the full text, it is very difficult to understand how they done this research and what are the parameters, etc., etc. So it is better to always to select the free full text. In full text means you have to pay for the some purpose. And abstract is not sufficient for a literature review. So always select free full text. So remember, now the 43,965 results are there. We are selecting free full text. See, from 43,000, the results narrowed into 15,346. Now the associated data means the citation. If that particular article is cited in more sites, we can select the associated data. Then article type, book and document, clinical trials, meta-analysis, randomized control trial, review, systemic reviews. You can select which area you are interested. For the time being, we are selecting the clinical trial. Now see, our paper is 15,346. So we are doing the clinical trials, usually in our PG and PhD dissertation. Now the results narrow down into 566. See, 566 papers. Now you can select the publication date also, either from the last 5 years or from the last 10 years. We are selecting we want the research papers published in the last 5 years, for example. If you want that, that particular filter, you can click it. So on the last 5 years, the result again changed into, now it is 208 papers only. 208 papers. Now we have some more filters. There is an icon called additional filters. First, article type, address, autobiography, bibliography, biography, case report. If your study is about case report, you can click on the case report. Classical article, clinical conference, and clinical study. Majority of the postgraduate dissertations are clinical study. So we can select clinical study, clinical trial protocol, different trial phase 1, phase 2, comparative study, congress, then controlled clinical trial, controlled republished articles, directory, editorial. On the right side, you can see journal article, lecture, legal case, legislation. There are a lot of filters are there. Patient education, handout, observational study. That's available in the veterinary field also. Then practice guidelines, published erratum, research support, validation study, etc., etc. For the time being, we are selecting the clinical studies because the majority of the postgraduate studies are clinical study and show. Yeah, clinical studies are already stored. Sure. Then species, you can select either human or other animals. If you are doing animal studies, you can click it. If you are doing the human studies, you can click it. Human. See, now the papers changed into 208. Then even language also, that is available in the Arabic language. And even the Malayalam, that is available on the right side. The language Hindi is available. Papers published in Hindi, that is also available in PubMed. Malayalam, Sanskrit, whatever it may be, you can select. And you can select the case sex also. Suppose if your studies related to the female, for example, the postmenopausal syndrome or the complaints related to the anemia in female. So we are selecting the female. Show. So humans. Again, we selected female. See, now the paper is only 189 papers only. Then again on the additional filters, subject, you can select subject, AIDS, cancer, complementary medicine, systemic reviews, or journal, dental journals, medicine journals, nursing journals. Then age also. This is also very, very important. Suppose if your studies related to the postmenopausal woman, you can select middle-aged. Or if your studies related to the infant or children of school-going age, adolescent age group. And this is one of the perfect filter that is available in the Pubmed. Suppose our studies related to the postmenopausal woman, so we are selecting middle-aged. Middle-aged 45 to 64 years. Our studies related to the diseases of the postmenopausal woman. Then click on that, show. Middle-aged. Now see, only 143 results are there. From this, it is very easy to find out the most appropriate paper for us. So this is the method of filtering in Pubmed and Pubmed Central. Pubmed Central is the largest database, and filters are different types of filters are available in different search engines. So free full article. Suppose if you want to select an article, prevalence of obesity and associated risk factors and cardiometabolic carbohydrates in rural Northeast China, or effectiveness of up and provider counseling of obesity treatment in primary care. So if suppose if this is your article, see cite, there is an option called cite. You will get the citation details from here itself. Just to copy into your thesis. So this is citation. You can copy, download, and the format you can select also. Different types of citations are there, reference MLA, APA, or NLM. So you can copy from here itself and paste it to your research project. And this is the share button. So click on this randomized controlled button. So this may be your paper. So first you can see the abstract. So this is abstract. So if you want the full text, see on the right side, NEJM free full text. Click on that. So and randomized control. This is full article is available. See the background, methods, results, conclusions, and the details. See. So the entire data you can download if you are selecting the free full text. You will get the idea how they are doing, or they have done this research work, statistical analysis, including the pictures, the results, body weight table, everything you will get from free full text. So this is a very the convenient way of doing this literature review with the Pubmed Central. And on the right side, you can see some related articles also. Related articles of your search. See on the right side, more research and the most viewed article that is available on the right side. So something related search. So this is one method. And you will get a lot of data related to the homeopathy also. Suppose your topic of dissertation is allergic rhinitis and homeopathy. So type as allergic rhinitis on the first field, and on the second field HOMEOPATHY. And homeopathy, homeopathy is more search engine friendly than HOMOEOPATHY. You will get more data if you are searching homeopathy, HOMEOPATHY. Now search allergic rhinitis and homeopathy. We are adding to history. See, allergic rhinitis and homeopathy, 185 papers. 185 papers are there in the Pubmed. So click on this 185. You will get these papers. Homeopathy for allergic rhinitis, protocol for a systemic review. And on the left side, you will get some filters, additional filters. Homeopathy for Allergic Rhinitis, Protocol for a Systemic Review. And this paper published by the Indian and Western authors. Systemic reviews. See on the right side, formats. You can download the full paper in PDF. Citation is available. See on the right side, right to top, PDF and citations. So homeopathy will get the details. Okay, the full paper you will get. And on the right side, the related papers are there. You can visit these papers also. So allergic rhinitis and homeopathy. Suppose if you would like to have something about the fever and homeopathy. This time we are searching fever and HOMOEOPATHY. Add it to history, or you can directly search fever and homeopathy. There are 1,152 research papers are there related to fever and homeopathy. See, 1,152 research papers that include the randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trials, etc., etc. Suppose if you are searching about the efficacy of homeopathy, HOMEOPATHY, then put it as efficacy. The index list is available on the right side itself. Suppose if you want something index, it will automatically see. If you are typing on efficacy, that will appear here. Add it to history. Efficacy of homeopathy. This is like Google search. Efficacy of homeopathy, 2,364 papers are there. See, 2,364 papers are there in the Pubmed for the efficacy of homeopathy. Yeah, 2,364 papers. Usually the homeopaths complain that we have no research papers. Similarly, the modern system people, they are also blaming that we have no research, homeopaths have no research paper. But abundant of research papers are there in the Pubmed Central, Cochrane Library, etc., etc. Suppose if you want to study more about some other terms, in sleep of infants in India, you are going to study about the sleep of children or infants in India. Sleep pattern, you are going to study about the sleep pattern of children. So we are giving 3 keywords. You can give n number of keywords, that is not an issue. So sleep, in the first field you are typing as sleep, then second field as infant, and in the third field, India. Then search or add it to history. Yeah, 4,080 research papers, 4,080 research papers are there related to the sleep habits of infants in India. And you can combine different searches also. See on the left side, search add to builder. Suppose if you want to study about the add to the fever and homeopathy, just click on the add, that will appear on the top. See, fever and homeopathy. And similarly, another one, allergic rhinitis and homeopathy. This together you can also search. The 85 papers, more than 85 papers are listed for this condition, allergic rhinitis and homeopathy, or the fever and homeopathy. So we can add, this is an add builder on the left side. So that's in brief about the Pubmed Central. I think you got an idea, because this is very, very big database. More than 6.1 million medical articles are there. So you have to find out nearly 100 or 150 articles, good research papers related to your work. So always remember, Pubmed is a series of US National Library of Medicine, provides free access to Medline, the NLM database of indexed citations and abstract to the medical, dental, nursing, veterinary, healthcare, and preclinical science journal articles, include additional selected life science journals that's not listed in Medline. So you have to split your search. That's very important. So what's the role of pain have in sleep disorders? You have to type it as in the first field as pain, and in the second field as sleep disorder. Now we'll discuss about the Cochrane Library. Cochrane Library is a collection of 6 databases that contain different types of high quality independent evidence to inform the healthcare decision making, and a seventh database that provide information about the Cochrane group. This comes under the meta-analysis. Remember, meta-analysis and the top of the research. Now we'll search something in the Cochrane also, as in the previous case. So one thing I would like to remind you that you have to sign in this PubMed, Cochrane, etc. See, my email ID is there. For signing, you can use your Facebook account, Google account, or you simply by giving your email ID. So the full functionality that will work only while you are signing to a paper. So I mean the signing to Pubmed Central by giving your email ID or the Cochrane library, etc. And one more option is there in this type of search engine. See, after the advanced, there is an option called create an alert. So just click on this create an alert and give your email ID so that every new paper added to the PubMed or to the Pubmed Central, that will be delivered to your email ID. Every new paper added after your search, that you will get in your email ID. Just click on, yeah. Your topic is hypertension and obesity. So just giving your email ID. So as and when that research paper is published, a new research paper is published in Cochrane library or in this Pubmed Central, that will be delivered to your email ID. Okay. Now we'll search something in the Cochrane library. So in the Google and take Google. So, Firefox is the best browser for this type of activities. So Cochrane library. Cochrane reviews. In Cochrane reviews also, you will get a lot of papers related to the homeopathy. So in this case also, see on the right side, advanced research option is there. Click on the advanced research. So you can search either the title, abstract, or the keyword, abstract, author, keyword, or text, publication type, source, then trial registry number, Cochrane group, Cochrane topic, like that. So we are selecting title. So we would like to have some papers related to the homeopathy meta-analysis. So Homeopathy. Research. So you will get more than 16 Cochrane reviews. That's on the title itself regarding the homeopathy. Last you can means filter last 3 months, last 6 months, last 2 years, like that. And also you can give the date also, the period. Yes. On the top, Cochrane reviews 16, Cochrane Protocol 3, Trial 721, Editorials 1, like that. Suppose we are giving this keywords and searching once again. Yes. 12 Cochrane reviews and trials 507. Suppose as in the case of PubMed, there are some additional field is there on the left side. Click on the plus button, homeopathy and hypertension. Hypertension. Search. So 10 papers are there. That means the systemic reviews on the homeopathy and hypertension. So instead of hypertension, suppose we are selecting the fever. So these are meta-analysis of fever. The keyword is Yeah, 15 papers are there related in the meta-analysis or this Cochrane review. Effectiveness of homeopathy complex medicinal products in children with the upper respiratory tract infection of fever. If you are clicking on these articles, or you can use the filters that's given on the left side or on the field itself. If you are clicking on any of these articles, the use of homeopathy combination remedy for dengue fever symptoms, a pilot RCT in Honduras. Suppose that is our paper. Given the abstract, so you have to give your email ID and other thing, then you will get the full article. So that's in brief about the Cochrane library. There is also a very useful database for the homeopathy research. Now another one, National Digital Library of India. Now we'll discuss something about some Indian websites and also some data that we have to find out from Indian scenario. So you will get this is one Ministry of Health, HRD and IIT Kharagpur. 6.5 in single portal. You can read and download the book. Just browsing may take years. Now we will visit that website also. This is the National Digital Library of India. And remember, why we need Indian data? Suppose, for example, the reason for suicide in Western countries is entirely different from the reason for suicide in India. And the reason for suicide in Kerala may be entirely different from that in the northern countries, sorry, northern states. So, if you are searching through this Indian database, you will get the incidence, prevalence of diseases occurring in India, and also the reason, the etiology, everything that is based on Indian scenario. So search over 48 lakh, more than crores of resources are there. So it's a very good library for this science and medical related research papers. So National Digital Library of India. For conducting a research or a dissertation in an Indian scenario, we need data from Indian websites. So probably many of these Western websites like the Pubmed or this Cochrane library, they have no data regarding the incidence, prevalence, and other diseases that are occurring in Indian states. Now, another important thing, that's a Google Scholar. You will get a lot of data related to the the data related to Indian scenario in Google Scholar. But there are some cautions to you should take. Suppose take the Chrome or this Firefox. Google Scholar. So one thing I would like to remind you that never search in the Google for research related article. Only search in the Google Scholar. Means that contains research related papers or research related articles and papers. So you will get a bunch of information from Google, but it is very difficult to sort out. So always search research related article in Google Scholar. Suppose if you want to get some data related to homeopathy and cancer in Indian scenario and also in the Western scenario, just type, there are some options are there on the left side. My profile, my library, advanced research. Advanced research is always best. So find articles with all words, homeopathy, and in cancer with exact phrase in cancer. Then click on the search button. See, you will get 30,200 articles related to the homeopathy and cancer. 30,200 articles related to homeopathy and cancer. See on the left side, that means articles published at any time since 2020, since 2019, since 2016, and you can see you can fix the range also from 1987 to 2000 like that, and sort by relevance and sort by date of publication of paper. So that's one method. Homeopathy in means homeopathy. We can search, we can find out some data related to the cancer. Or you can use this booleans, that's called homeopathy or cancer, or homeopathy, and HOMOEOPATHY also. Always use the capital for OR, then or carcinoma. That word also we can use. Or cancerous. For some specific, means precise topic like diabetic neuropathy. If you want a data like that, always give this type of booleans and select it and type the keywords. Now the result is too high, because that will include both HOMOeopathy and HOMeopathy, include the word cancer and also the carcinoma or the cancerous. That include all the words. So you will get more number of research purpose. Another method, take the advanced research. For example, homeopathy in infertility, HOMOEOPATHY, whatever it may be, with the exact phrase infertility. Then there is an option below where my words occur anywhere in the article or in the title of the article. As in the case of PubMed, if you want to get a limited number of precise article, so select the option in the title of the article. So homeopathy, the effectiveness of homeopathy in the management of infertility. That's the title maybe. So all these articles related to this type of keywords in the title that will be displayed. And there are some other options, written or the articles authored by, articles published in, etc. And the articles published between the date, that is also there. Now see, the number of paper is limiting. Homeopathy and infertility, we are searching in the title of the article. See, the number of research. Suppose if you are avoiding the title, whether you can see. So we are given the phrase homeopathy, infertility. Instead of title, we are not giving the exact title. See, 1,700 cells are there for homeopathy and infertility, means research purpose on homeopathy, infertility. So the search is entirely different from Google. Always give the keywords in split up form. Now we have some more options in Google. Suppose if you want to study about the depression and mania of school children, so we, in the first area give the depression, and in the second area give the mania, then school children, school going children, your studies about that, something related to the word. There is an option called without the word. Suppose we think that we are thinking that the orphan children already have some depression. So we are without the word, we are typing as orphan, and that area we are typing orphan. So we are not going to study about the orphan children, but the regular school children, depression and mania. So like this, without the word also you can opt. So now just press on the button here. Comparison of mania and depression after brain injury, causal factor, specific or mixed affective state, clinical comparison of like that. So depression, school, mania, without containing the word orphan. So that's another option that you will get in Google Scholar. So search is something interesting. So always use Google Scholar instead of Google. In Google Scholar, you will get a lot of research papers published in relation to the Indian data, Indian scenario. Now another important website is US National Medical Library of Medicine. It's a very good website. US National Medical Library. Suppose we will visit that website also. US National Medical Library. It's a wonderful website. So in the search button, suppose if you want to study about the infertility, nowadays that is more popular in Kerala. So we'll get a lot of papers related to the infertility. Research papers. You may get even that's related to the alternative system of medicine. So US National Library of Medicine, that is also a very good source after the Pubmed Central, whatever it may be. Then another one by the Indian scenario, MEDINS, that's a national database of Indian medical journals. You just type in Google as MEDIND, MEDINS. MEDIN provide free full text articles published in select Indian biomedical journals, indexed in INDIMED or PubMed. You will also get the article indexed in PubMed. So National Database of Indian Medical Journals. You will get a lot of data, especially that of incidence, prevalence, etc., in this type of Indian websites. Then INDIMED, that is also another website by the ICMR. So the purpose of this INDIMED is to index selected peer-reviewed medical journals published from India. Remember, published from India, it supplements the international indexing service like PubMed. So it covered about more than 100 journals from 1985 onwards. So INDIMED, you just type in the Google as INDIMED. Then another wonderful website you must visit before doing any postgraduate research or this PhD research. Just visit the CDC website. You will get the latest information, the first-hand information from CDC. Then only that's available in other websites. See, it's a wonderful website. You will get all the information as a first-hand information from across the globe, all type of diseases that is in CDC. You can search about the disease condition, healthy living, traveler's health, emergency preparedness, etc. Suppose we are selecting the disease condition. That's listed alphabetically. Click on the more button. You will get everything related to the means from the keywords. Suppose if you want to have something related to the C. It's a wonderful website. Suppose if you want to study about the chlamydia. So just search chlamydia here. Yes. Chlamydia, pneumonia, infection. Just type, click on it. So you will get information about the disease on the left side for clinicians and laboratorians, surveillance and reporting publications. So chlamydia infection, if you are clicking on the about the disease, you will get the definite, precise, authentic information for clinician and laboratorians, surveillance and reporting publications, etc. So in this, like this, all these informations are chlamydia. So most people who have chlamydia don't know it since disease often has no, that's listed. Fact sheet is very important. Statistics about the chlamydia infection across the globe you will get. And the treatment method, the highlights. See, related articles are listed. And suppose if you are studying about the if you want to study about the infertility, click on I. Will be listed like this. So we are clicking on the infertility. It's a wonderful information about it. What is infertility? Is infertility a common problem? Is infertility just a woman problem? Like that. You get wonderful information. On the left side, different methods. Assisted reproductive technology, depression among women, maternal mortality, maternal and infant health. If you are clicking on that, we'll get the details about maternal and infant health. So this is one of the best and the authentic information, the first-hand information coming on this site than any other website. All the postgraduates and PhD scholars must visit this website first for collecting the data, the basic data related to your particular dissertation topic. Then another one is Medline Plus. You will get a lot of videos, health information, health topics, drug and supplements, videos and tutorials. Suppose if you are clicking on these videos and tutorials, you'll get wonderful videos here. Healthy videos, Medline Plus videos, health check videos. For example, healthy videos. Even the medical games are there. Suppose if you want a video to teach your patient or to teach the public, just click on a video about the Alzheimer's disease, for example. These are all small videos. but the content is a precise presentation. That's a presentation of this type of videos. So just click on this Alzheimer's disease. So see, this is only a 2 minutes video. You got a lot of information. So that's the feature of this particular website, Medline Plus. You can teach your patients or you can teach your students, because this type of videos contain much information. They are explaining the much information within the limited time. So Medline Plus. Then you will get a lot of medical journals from the website, freemedicaljournals.com. That's also a very good website. You can visit. Now we'll discuss some website where you can find many homeopathic research databases. You will be really surprised by seeing this type of databases in homeopathy. Now, archive on homeopathy by CCRH. Remember, this link is not available, or this is not from the CCRH website. So click on the aohindia.in. Archive on homeopathy, endeavor of Central Council of. This is a separate website. That is not in the CCH website. Means Council's research work, digital museum, gazette notification, newspaper clippings on homeopathy, digital library, rare articles on homeopathy, rare books, rare journals, parliamentary discussion, then video archive and reports, etc. etc. This is a wonderful database created by the Central Council of Research in Homeopathy. Then you will get many information from the CCRH website that everybody knows, ccrhindia.nic.in. You will get the research database, in the collaborative work, the extramural research, etc., etc., from the CCRH website. Then if you would like to have the information about the provings from the Hahnemannnian time to up to this time, just visit these two websites. One is proving.info. Another one is proving.com. In these two websites, you will get the information about the provings from the time of Hahnemann up to this time. You can search the remedies or the provings from A to Z like that. Two websites are there. Provings.com. You can add a proving also, recent additions. Search for the provings from the time of Hahnemann up to this time. The proving database. Proving.info and provings.com. These are the two websites. Then HRI, Homeopathy Research Database. That is a very good website. That's contains a lot of information about the homeopathic database. Nowadays, the student, there are many postgraduate scholars, they are collecting data related to the disease from the internet, from the Pubmed and other things, but they got very little data related to the homeopathy research on their topic. So HRI Homeopathy, this is also a good website that contains a lot of information. I mean, the research purpose related to homeopathy in modern times. Homeopathy Research Institute. HRI Research Resources. These are the two useful links, HRI Research and Resources. Then Research in Homeopathy Database, IPRH. Sorry. That is another website, IPRH. This is created by one Indian homeopathy doctor, that is Dr. Saurabh Arora, a young enthusiastic homeopathy doctor interested in research. Initiative to promote research in homeopathy. You will get a lot of data here. See, fundamental and basic research, clinical research, homeopathy pathogenetic trials, drug standardization, veterinary and aquaculture, agronomy, dentistry and homeopathy. Then literary homeopathy, primary health care, editorial survey. Suppose if you want to submit some papers for the minister regarding the role of homeopathy in primary health care. So just click on the primary health care. Because these people, they collected the research papers, I mean the link to the research papers from across the globe. Primary care. Sorry. Yeah, they listed like this. Papers, 200 entries per paper from 2018. Homeopathy used in the United States, an implication for public health review. Lot of research papers related to homeopathy and public health care. These are all authentic, peer-reviewed journals. You can select on the next page also. So that is IPRH, Initiative to Promote Research in Homeopathy. You will get a lot of research papers on homeopathy. Then NCH Research Library. That's another website. The URL homeopathycenter.org research. The PG students or the PhD scholars, usually they are complaining about the less number of research papers, probably because they are not visited this type of website. That's the reason. So you will get the research library, view the research articles in alphabetical order or by author or by year. View the research article, bibliography, search article by I mean this alphabetically by author. And if you want to have a research paper on the mechanism of action of homeopathy, click on this for the meta-analysis, clinical trials, long-term benefit of homeopathy, the research purpose on the long-term benefit of homeopathy. Click on this link, and epidemiology. So there are a lot of many useful links are there. Mechanism of action of homeopathy, how the homeopathy works, meta-analysis, clinical trials, etc., etc. So visit the homeopathycenter.org research. And this is another database, Core Home and Home BRX. It's a database you will get 1,383 clinical trials in homeopathy. Database of the Carsten Foundation, you will get 1,383 clinical trials. And in the Home BRX database, you will get 418 experiments of basic research in homeopathy. This is also a good database. Then if you are visiting our website, homeobook.com, there is a section called the research. You will get a lot of articles and papers published recently that's related to the homeopathy. Then another good compilation by Dr. Nancy Malik. This is also another young enthusiastic Indian homeopathy doctor. She also compiled a good database of research in homeopathy. So abstract. If you want abstract, sorry, yeah. This we have more than 299 studies published in 114 medical journals, including 11 meta-analysis, 8 systemic reviews, including 1 Cochrane review, 20 systemic review published, 80 RCT. There are double-blind and single-blind out of approximately 225 RCT, 23 studies on research models, and 11 studies on 9 nosodes on the evidence of homeopathy. So you will get good number of research papers from this website. So by a young enthusiastic homeopathic doctor from India. Then IJRH.org. This is the official journal of the Central Council of Research in Homeopathy. And remember, IJRH is the only indexed journal in homeopathy currently in India. So try to publish your articles in IJRH that add reputation to you. And this is the only indexed journal in India, IJRH. And similarly, you will get many websites. The Technical Chamber of Homeopathy, Regional Medical Council of State of Sao Paulo. They have scientific evidence of homeopathy, a database of scientific evidence of homeopathy available online and in the printed edition. So that's a good database. And this is the Ayush research portal by Government of India, evidence-based research data on Ayush system. So that contains the research database on Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy, Soripa, and all. So just to visit that website also. See, you can see this. Select by system. If you want to select by the digestive system, circulatory system, neuropsychological, then respiratory, skin, etc. There are different filters are available in this website. Suppose if you want to study about skin and the research papers related to skin, you can select the disease. Yeah, carbuncle, herpes zoster, pylonidal sinus, psoriasis, whatever it may be, you will get the data related to homeopathy or any other Ayush systems of medicine. This is a wonderful website by the Ministry of Ayush. So this is a good filter also. You can select any of these systems from eye, ear, circulatory, musculoskeletal, whatever it may be. Then homeopathic softwares in literature review. How we can utilize the homeopathic softwares for literature review? There are different softwares are available in the market. The premier ones are the Radar Opus, Complete Dynamics, Homeo, and Vision. We'll discuss 3 or 4 of these websites today. How we can utilize this type of homeopathic softwares for a literature review, for a database collection, for the therapeutic collection, or for any other database collection. So first we'll search something in this softwares. Suppose this is a Zomeo software by the Pompots. Suppose if you want to search something about in the repertory, for example, if your study is related to the sterility, your study is related to the infertility. And remember, the word infertility is comparatively rarely used in homeopathic literature. They use mainly the word sterility. So type sterility and click on. So you are surprised to see the more specific rubrics. 253 specific rubrics are there available, not as sterility, but some sub rubrics are there. That means sterility with the menses profuse, sterility from leukorrhea, then with the 2 copious menses, then menses early to sexual desire with excess. So wonderful information that searching the entire repertory. For in complete repertory itself, 32 rubrics are there. In Kent's repertory, 3 rubrics are listed related to sterility. In Murphy's repertory, 34 rubrics are there. And even in inner repertory, you will get 32 rubrics. So this type of software, they will search everything. And if you can select, you can copy and paste this rubric into your dissertation one. There is option is here. You can select the entire rubrics and copy into a dissertation. Okay. Suppose in the Radar Opus, another wonderful. So you suppose your study is related to the alcoholism. So in the search area, that's on the middle, top of the middle. Type in English or what in which language you can select. Suppose your topic is on alcoholism. The scope of homeopathy in alcoholism. So just type alcoholism and press the enter button or this button. So you'll be really surprised to see this type of information. Suppose if you want to get the information on all repertories, click on all repertories. That repertories are listed on left side. Oryx repertory, the rubrics related to the alcoholism. You can select everything, select together, edit means select all and you can copy. Suppose in Ken JT, the rubrics are related to the alcoholism. So, and suppose if you want to get the details about the alcoholism in the repertories, in the Materia Medica book and in Organon book, in research articles or in journals, select the topic, means option all documents. See, the documents are listed on the left side, even the cases and from the clinical cases. See on the left side, clinical cases related to the alcoholism and homeopathy. Then alcoholism, these are all the proceedings or conferences that is published in different journals regarding the alcoholism and homeopathy. You will get on the left side. If you are clicking on the concerned article, you will get it's on the left side related to the alcoholism. And the Radar Opus contain nearly 8,047 books, including the repertories, Materia Medica, everything. So no need to go to the library for referring the textbook. You can just click on this type of softwares. Suppose another one that is Complete Dynamics. That is also a wonderful software. Suppose if you want to study about the cancer, just type cancer. So you will get the rubrics related to the cancer. All the rubrics are listed. Even the rubrics and sub-rubrics from different chapters. Mouth cancer, stomach cancer, abdomen cancer, etc. etc. Suppose if you want to study a particular remedy regarding the cancer, see on the left side, you can text cancer. Suppose if you want to study about a particular remedy, for example, lac-acid. See on the right side, all the rubrics that contain the lac-acid is listed. So it is very easy. Suppose if your study is about this particular remedy, or the Ophidia group of remedy, or the Calcarea group of remedy, the management of cancer. So it is very easy to select the rubric. No need to select the entire rubric for cancer, but you can select the rubrics that's related to the Calcarea curve and cancer. On the left side, you can see minimum grade, maximum grade, rubric type. Even this type of rubrics you can select. Alternating rubric sites, time, modality, extension, etc. etc. You can select. Okay, another one. Suppose your study is about the endometriosis. Just click on the endometriosis. So you'll get the rubrics related to the endometriosis. Suppose if you want to search the entire literature that is found in the Homoeopathy Homeo, any type, for example, cancer of the rectum, just click. You are surprised to see the volume of this literature. Yeah, nearly in 140 type of 140 books, cancer rectum specifically, or the cancer pancreas, you can specifically select. So that's the beauty of this type of softwares. And another beautiful type of searches that is available in the radar opus. And there is an option search and the search in the patient file. Search in the patient file. See on the left side, you can search by the name of the patient, first name, phone number, etc. Then you can search by prescription. Prescription. For example, you prescribed arsenicum album and the potency, 30 the potency. And clicking on this end, or you clicking on the search button or the enter button, you will get the entire database of patients treated with arsenicum album, 30 potency, 200, whatever it may be. You will get the entire details of your hospital or the clinic. See, that is listed arsenicum album, 30 potency you are given to this much of patient. Their pathology, their name, first name, last name, pathology, scale, potency, etc. etc. That is given. Suppose if we want to search on the basis of pathology, for example, pathologies. Suppose you would like to get cancer, how many cancer or fever cases you treated so far in your clinic or in your hospital. So for the research purpose, you can retrieve the entire data. See on the top, you can export it into Excel file also and save also into a file, that is save this search. So how many fever cases you treated with the arsenicum album? And even you can search the name of the patient also, first name, last name. So we are giving the pathology as fever and the prescription arsenicum album. See, that will list the entire patients in your database. Fever, arsenicum album, and the name of the patient, first name and last name. So you can save this, you can export, you can save whatever it may be into your research protocol. The research paper. So this is an easy task. Then there is another option in the radar opus itself. That is an advanced research. Advanced research option is there. Suppose if you want to study about the cancer, we will type on the word cancer. That's one option, and you will get the entire database of the material medical and repertories. That's listed on the left side. And if you want to study about the cancer and the remedy, opium, the utility of opium in cancer, select. Press the enter key. So you will get the index on the left side that contain the rubric and also the literature, organon, material medical, whatever it may be, the word cancer and opium. And similarly, you can study about the families also. Suppose if you want to study about any particular families, for example, Loganiaceae family, you can type it as Loganiaceae. You can search. And there are a lot of cases that are also given in the radar opus. Suppose if you want to get some cancer pancreas, some cases published by doctors, cancer case pathology, cancer chapter, cancer pathology, cancer of the larynx, cancer of the mummy, different hundreds of cases are listed also. If you want to get some cases also, usually the postgraduate student, they are simply presenting the practice of medicine part only during their dissertation, but they can take the cases from this type of softwares. Cancer of the colon, cancer of cervix, hundreds of cases are given, you can select it as required one. Then another option that is there in the radar opus, that's one of the one highly useful one, that is concepts. Click on the repertoire top, you will get the concept. Tragos concept, Petrosi's concept, Schwann's acute disease, Schwann's radar concept, etc. So this is the reverse direction from study from the practice of medicine into the rubrics. Suppose if your patient has systemic lupus erythematosus, you don't know how to take the rubric, which are the rubrics related. So the radar concept will help you. So we'll discuss first the radar concept. Radar acute first. Okay. See on the left side, there is a binocular icon. Psychological disorders, pediatrics, dermatological disorders, cardiovascular disorders, infectious parasitic disorders, urogenital disorders. Like that, almost all these systems are listed. Suppose if you want to get to the rubric of any psychological disorders, for example, obsessive compulsive neurosis, you are clicking on the obsessive compulsive neurosis and click. See the definition of obsessive compulsive neurosis that you will get, and the related rubrics that is listed here, and the plan of action of remedy. Suppose if you want to take any of this particular rubric, you can just click on that rubric, that will be directly taken into the repertoire. Suppose infectious disease. Infectious disease, you want to study about, get the rubric of sarcoidosis. Just click on the sarcoidosis. You will get the clinical symptom. First, you will get the definition of sarcoidosis and the rubrics related to the sarcoidosis. Then find out which rubrics are related to your patient. That will suggest a plan of action of remedies also. So that's about the radar acute. Then there is another one, radar concept by the Schwann's, radar concept. Similarly, in this case also, that's cardiovascular, dermatological, ear, nose, gastrointestinal, hepatic, infectious, parasitic disorders, etc., listed. Suppose if you want to get some rubrics or you want to study something related to the urine, click on the urine, its color, consistency, nature, chemical properties. If you want to get to the rubrics related to the viscosity of urine, just click on the viscosity. You will get the rubric. Gelatinous, lumpy, leftis, and you don't know. Suppose if you don't know the rubric for the viscosity of the rubric, just click on the viscosity. And similarly, some neurological complaints we are selecting. Multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, Alzheimer's disease. Suppose click on the multiple sclerosis. That will give you the rubrics related to the multiple sclerosis and find out which rubric that is found in your patient. Then in pediatrics, for example, Down syndrome. You don't know which rubric you will take for Down syndrome. Then click on the concept and select Down syndrome. So the rubrics related to Down syndrome that is listed here. And if you are clicking on that particular rubric, that will directly go to the textbook, I mean the repertoire. Then another useful concept, that is Petrosi's children concept. Click on the Petrosi's children concept. See, development of the children, ventilation, nursing, infectious diseases, constitution, etc., are given. History. Suppose we are clicking on the history. There are hundreds of rubrics related to the family history and personal history that is available in the synthesis repertoire. And usually in our case taking, we usually write personal history, family history, and the treatment history, etc., but nothing reflected in the prescription. We are simply writing during the case taking, but not utilizing for the prescription. But with the help of this type of repertoires, like the like the complete repertory or the synthesis repertory, Murphy's repertory, etc. You can utilize the rubrics related to the history. There is a wonderful section that's on the history personnel. Then there are some related to the family attitude, relationship with others, school children. There is a section called school children, anxiety of school children, concentration difficulty in school children. If you don't know which rubric take, just click on the concentration. Then surgical pathology, there is another option here. The rubrics related to the surgical pathology from different chapters. According to the modern system of medicine, these are all purely surgical diseases, but we can manage these diseases with our medicines. So that is in brief about the utility of homeopathy softwares. And there is a good option in Homepath. See on the bottom, save as a repertory. You can save the entire search of your material medical or organon search into a repertory. This option is not available in other softwares. So you can search, you have selected one topic, for example, this infertility and homeopathy or cancer of the pancreas from the different textbooks, homeopathy textbook, as a given as a search. Then click on the save repertory. See on the left bottom, save repertory, that will be saved as a repertory. This option is not available in other softwares, and you can give the statistics also. That's available in other softwares also, that I will show you. Then see the third button. Your entire search of material medical and repertory is converted into your thesis. This option is not available in any other softwares, only in Homepath Somio. So your entire search queries, for example, your hypertension and homeopathy or the medicine for hypertension, the entire material medical search is converted as a thesis. You can print also. And one more thing, statistics. Yeah, statistics is available in other softwares also. For example, if you are searching something in the repertory, cancer, asthma, or this dyslexia, whatever it may be, if you are searching, there is an option on this graph is there. You can find out the most important remedy for the most utilized remedy for cancer is arsenicum album in our literature, and the second remedy is conium maculate. So this type of graph is there in other softwares also. Then within 5 or 10 minutes we will wind up. There is another section called the surface web, and surface web we already discussed about surface web. The Google, Bing, Wikipedia, Pubmed Central, etc. Surface web. Then there is another section called the deep web. That means 90% of the information of the internet is available in the deep web only. That is not available in the Google or other thing. So that deep web or the dark web, that is mainly for the PhD scholars, not for the postgraduate scholars. So deep web search means entire surface web only amount about 20 terabytes of information. That means 5% of the information available on the open set. That is we discussed now. But the deep web search that we'll discuss at some other time, that occupies 7.5 petabytes of information, or just around 95% of the total information. that we'll discuss at another time, how to search in the deep web. You got only 5%, we discussed only 5% so far. So the deep web search is available in this type of databases. That's not needed for the PG, but maybe utilized for the PhD. And one more thing I would like to remind you that always store your research database, the searches or this papers, that downloaded papers, everything in online, not in your desktop or not in your laptop, because if you are saving it in the OneDrive, Google Drive or Dropbox, that will be stored forever. Even nothing to worry about the hard disk failure or nothing to worry about the viruses. So always store your research database in the cases, everything research related to the PG dissertation or the postgraduate thesis, that should be stored online. So the aim of this presentation is together for a better research excellence. And tomorrow we will discuss something more interesting. That's about the how to check the plagiarism, what are the main drawback of our PG dissertation, how to overcome that failures, and there's something about the referencing style and many interesting things tomorrow we will discuss. So please subscribe to our channel for more videos. You will get a lot of videos like this in our Facebook, in the YouTube channel, and visit our Homeopathy Homeobook Facebook page also. Probably this may be this Facebook page as the largest number of visitors or the subscribers. So we are clearly posting every day. We are posting something related to the homeopathy in our Facebook page. The name of this Homeopathy and Homeobook. And if you have any questions, you can ask. So please be with us tomorrow also by the same time, 8:30. We'll discuss something more interesting. And if you have any doubt, you can ask now.